What's going on? It's your boy Hustle Simmons, man. Checking in with my family, ECSports. Shout out to my man Dion, man. I see you out here killing it. If y'all want all the exclusive sports news or just want to get some laughs and hear some good takes on sports and stuff, man, check in with my family. Hey, Dion, you owe me a pair of sneakers, brother. Peace.
Yeah, yo, check it. Turn me up a little bit on the mic.
EC Sports, episode 58. I'm going to go with a Von Miller / Roquan the Don Smith. I'm a big Roquan guy. Von Miller's injury prone, but those are two good 58s. I like those guys at 58, so we'll do that.
What do we got? New show ready to go?
New show ready to go. We got Bears today. If you're not excited about the Bears, then you're simply not a fan. A little bit of the fight recap, as well as I want to get into some discussion about this fight. I just
don't be that guy.
No. I think Lopez won. Don't get me wrong, but I like to get into some sort of discussion about it.
Okay.
And then obviously we're gonna wrap up with some fantasy talk. I'm pretty much treading water at this point. An injury-prone organization over here at Deshaun Shrimp LLC, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can make some magic happen. But let's get into first. Let's talk about these fights first. Let's save the Bears. So it was a Lopez-Lomachenko fight.
And I apologized last week to Tia Fimo. Kept saying Tia Famo, as in Fama. I don't know, famous. Fimo, Tia Fimo. It was an exciting fight to me because I'm a boxing fan. You know, most leisure fans, they want to see a knockout or whatever. It was a boxing clinic, meaning he thought that he was getting this young kid that was going to come in trying to knock him out, and he came in with a boxer and he didn't know what to do. That's what I saw. What about you?
I agree. I think there was parts of the fight, especially obviously early on, in which he was Lomachenko was a very technical defensive fighter, which I didn't think was a bad strategy if you're going to do it for maybe 3 rounds, but to do it for 6 or 7 was at that point you're worried about running out of time, and I think that's exactly what happened. But the portion of the fight that I hated was that one of the judge had this thing at 119 to 109.
Julie Letterman.
That's insane.
Obviously, I had a lot of money on the fight. When I heard that, I knew it was over. That's what a lot of places, people and things talk about. Don't let it go to the judges. Dana White is very adamant on that. When you go to the judges, their focus is like what they see, right? There's still who's got Air Force One flying over the house. It's all good. But they focus on what they see, and when they do that, they have just tunnel vision. And that's what it seems like Miss Letterman had. Her dad was Harold Letterman. Harold
Letterman, which is a superstar. I think Harold would have been very upset with the way that that had went.
You think if it was Harold Letterman Jr., there would have been a different way of scoring?
Listen, I think if you put any judge in that position, they do not put a fighter up 10 in that fight.
Any judge?
Any judge. I don't think there's one judge that would put up 10 in that fight.
Okay.
I mean, especially the percentages of the fight.
What do you think her mindset was?
I don't know. I don't know if she was docking him for being defensive. I don't know. I mean, my theory is, how could a guy throws less but lands a hell of a lot more than a guy who throws a hell of a lot more, who lands less, who lands less power punches win by 10.
Lomachenko's power punches came in the end, right? Do I?
But like the last 5 rounds, aside from the last round, the 5 before that, he won on everybody's card.
5 rounds?
The last 5 rounds.
No. He didn't win round 12. No way.
That's what I said. So the last 5 prior to 12.
Oh, prior to 12. My
he won.
I would say it was competitive. I think he won 4. I was scoring it. This was my main issue with the fight.
Yeah.
And I have become a Tim Bradley fan.
I'm
very, very disappointed and just lost a ton of respect for Andre Ward. I have never seen the go of a man as much as I saw him on Lomachenko.
Did you hear the transparent fanage taking place?
Oh my God. The GAWK that Andre Ward was giving him was ridiculous.
I have never seen
It was
anything in all of sports like that in all my life.
It's like,
well, Lopez hit there, but didn't hit him really hard.
The whole
I'm
thing
like,
with him and Tim going at it. And Tim, I love what Tim said. He said this. He's like, what you don't know, Ward was like, what you don't understand is in Loma's history, he likes to wait and he's downloading his opponents, blah, blah, blah. And Tim Bradley was like, you know what, Loma, keep waiting and see where it gets you. I love that shit. You need dudes like that are going to shut this idiot who was a fucking reputable champion, and I lost a lot of respect for him. So much.
That was, to me, insanity. But here's my takeaway from the fight, really, and I think boxing is in I think it's in a very vulnerable, bad place right now. And hear me out on this. So you're older than me, but my childhood of a lightweight superstar, a number 1 guy in the world of Lomachenko. I want you to take this generation of the number 1 lightweight, which at the time was Lomachenko, and put him against the number 1 of my childhood, like an Oscar De La Hoya. This sport is like De La Hoya would have beat that dude in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
In 2 rounds.
So would Floyd. Like in his prime, Floyd would have knocked his ass out.
First of all, Floyd right now, he was on the couch. Literally, I'll step out there and beat the fuck out of both of them right now. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. Guaranteed. He watched that fight and said, these dudes.
You see how much right?
I would murk both of these dudes in 5 seconds. They all get murked up. The sport is not heading in the right direction. When a guy like Lopez, I mean, no disrespect to Lopez, when he's the number 1 guy right now at lightweight, there's a problem.
Hey, listen, man.
Weird technique. Guy does not keep his hands up. I've never quite seen anything like it.
That's a little scary. However, he is extremely fast. I saw, if you watch the fight, Lomachenko missed a lot of punches. And I was telling Dylan as we were watching, I'm like, look, he wants to hit him, but he can't. And that's something he didn't think was going to happen. He thought it was going to come in and go for the big punch, but he was getting boxed. When you have your hands down and you're that type of fighter or boxer, you've already realized what this dude is going to do. It's like you're all right. The first 3 rounds, if you watch the first round, he's filling him out. By the 3rd round, he's like, all right, this dude is not as fast as I thought on video.
Right.
It's like you either get in what he is or you get in the ring, which is what I think Fimo did. He got in the ring and he felt them out.
Right.
And if you watch it, there were some times where I got scared. I think it was the 7th or 8th round when he was getting hit with some shots. But he was doing the same thing the whole time, which is why I think Letterman thought a certain thing where there wasn't a lot of rounds where Lomachenko was like, all right, I know he won that round. Because Fimo was still hitting him with that fuck. He kept getting hit with the uppercut and body shots.
Right.
So,
The body shots to me were the differential in the entirety of the fight.
like, I respect your opinion on the boxing. You know, that's what you see. I watch a lot more, and you can say that. Like, there's a lot of kids coming up. George Stevenson, Devin Haney, Dylan always tells me about him. The fucking Mayweather kid, Tank.
Yeah,
There's like-
Gervonta, he's fighting at the end of the month. See, that to me, that's a great boxer.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at the realm of weight classes.
Yeah, Fimo's a good boxer.
He's a great boxer.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the sport overall, like here, he's a great boxer. Again, he ain't De La Hoya. He ain't even, listen, those De La Hoya Vargas fights, both those dudes would beat this guy. Both of them.
Do you think you're more on the ilk of maybe Lomachenko is overrated? Because I've always thought he was overrated. He has a loss already. He hasn't fought a lot. And yeah, he probably had a couple of fights where you're like, oh my gosh, he made guys quit. People have this in their mind, right? Where he made 2 guys quit, so he must be a monster. No, he probably got 2 tomato cans back to back that quit. And they
but this is my exact point, though. If Lomachenko is the number 1, who are the guys below him?
All right.
Let's say he's 1. Let's say he's 1 and Lopez is 2.
Who
the hell?
Though.
What?
You got to look up. He's number 1 to who? Did the real deal boxing people? Did Dan Rafael have him at? Did you know?
I mean, if he's the champion number 1 at lightweight, then that's what I got. That's who I got to say is number 1.
If he's pound for pound that they're throwing at us, and that's what it is, then I got to do some research. They have fucking the heavyweight. What's the dude's name? The black dude.
Deontay?
Yeah, I've never thought that he was fucking amazing. Was he an amazing knockout artist and puncher? Yes, but I said the moment he gets in there with, I don't know, a heavyweight boxer, he's going to get demolished. And that's what happened. That's a boxing fan and a boxing analyst will say that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That guy was never good. That guy has zero technique. He's a knockout artist. We saw what happened when he fought a boxer. He got the fuck beat out of him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, you can go off of, you know, everybody's shock and awe, or you can just be, all right, I grew up in boxing. I know who fucking Sugar Ray Leonard is, Marvin Hagler, Thomas Hearns, fucking Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Roy Jones. That's what I watch. So when I see guys put a guy like Lomachenko, who already has a L that they never talk about, and I've been trying to find the loss, and
it was his first loss. His loss was his first fight as a pro. Supposedly, it was a fight that he basically took the fight, and he should have never even been a pro at the time. Like, it was just,
you know, he had like 90,000 amateur fights. It's all good. But let's talk about the crust of what happened with the fight. All right, so you want to explain that, Bucko?
We'll do another bet right now.
All right.
Right now, we're going to do another bet. It is going to be, I'll take Lomachenko.
Okay.
You take Lopez. So I actually had my money on a shitty boxer in Lomachenko. Defensive beat-off boxer. And I lost. So now I owe my friend here, I have to take him over to Top Fashion and get him a hat.
Yeah, Top Fashion DM me and thank me for the tag, by the way. Yeah, so they're expecting us. So sometime next week. I'm a size 8. I got a big ass head. You know that. But I'm going to make sure I'm going to rock that on the show just for you. Boom. You know? So yeah, I mean, Ant made some bets last week, and it was a tough loss. But you wanna inform our peoples what you did as Fimo was walking to the ring with your guys? Yeah, I'm blasting you all the way out, buddy.
Yeah, when I saw the Fimo background story, this dude said on one of those like 24/7 or whatever that is, this is for my dad, and I ain't gonna lose. Dude, I almost had tears in my eyes. I told my guy, I was like, bet this motherfucker right now. Plus
the music.
Plus 270 with this another. This guy comes out to another one, bites the dust. I said, bet this man now.
Hey, and you got it at 270. I got it at 333. I took the freaking, I took the 12 rounds.
I'm telling you, I had no choice.
I left with close to 4 figures.
It's beautiful.
Gambling is, I don't like to say gambling. Gambling sounds so bad. Betting on an underdog that you're
very good.
That you're very, like, perfect example. And I tell, like, my brother-in-laws are all into it now. I got them into it, right? They're texting me like, what should I do next? I'm like the black Anthony D'Amato, right? So I'm like, you have to get an underdog that you're into, right? So what I did last week for football, I took Brady, which you kind of helped me with. And I took
lock bet of the century.
Hey, you know what the better one was? I took the 49ers, bro. And
49ers.
They killed that shit for me.
They did.
You gotta have at least 1 or 2 underdogs every week. Not super dog. The Bears too. The Bears are dogs this week. I am looking forward to that game. Monday night under the lights. Let's go.
I don't see us losing that game.
I really don't. There's like, I don't know if it's DraftKings or who, but they got the Bears like plus 5.5. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I know it's going to go lower. So I took that shit immediately.
I just don't. Let's get into the Bears. Let's get into the game. I did pick against the Bears the other day.
Oh, wait.
But with reasonable reason. Right. With reasonable reason.
Yeah,
there was 3 reports. Okay. If you want to go to the vid, we'll go to the vid.
That's fine.
Doubling down. Teddy
Bridgewater, Carolina and Lomachenko. It's looking like either a wash for dinner.
Yep.
And it's definitely going to look like a hat from one of us. So, okay. You're on.
Boom. So you said that Terry, what's his name? Teddy Bridgewater was underrated. The people are not.
I really do think Teddy Bridgewater is underrated.
He was a fucking just game. He just controlled the game. He was a game controller against the Bears.
I agree. But you know the reason he was a game controller? Because the Bears do what the Bears do best. They stop the run. And if you stop the run, the quarterback becomes very beatable.
He ran way more than he wanted to.
Oh, he was taking shots.
Hey, what I'll give that dude is he will go in that bitch.
He was taking shots. Yeah. Absolutely taking shots. 100%.
Yeah.
So, but the bottom line is this. There were 3 reports throughout the week that Christian McCaffrey's comeback date was week 6 against the Bears. All the way up until the game.
You know, they already announced he's out this week too.
I don't know what's going. Something's going on here.
Yeah. His badass wife and him bought a castle, and that's what's going on. Look her up, buddy. Yeah, because I saw it the other day. That's what it is, buddy. He's doing his thing. He's sitting next to Mike Davis. You know, Hey, good series against the Bears. We're underrated, bro.
We're very underrated. But I thought
Yeah,
the way that the team was playing with the addition of Christian McCaffrey would light some fire underneath him. Obviously, a game-changing type player.
totally.
And he didn't play. And when he didn't play, I simply knew the game was over.
So you thought McCaffrey was playing when you made that bet?
Absolutely, because he's on my fantasy team, which I've been keeping a close eye on his return for obvious reasons.
In reference to fantasy, I mean, I know we're not in your, $9,000 or $10,000 takeaway, but 900 isn't nothing to shit at.
Listen, I love 900.
I know. Why haven't you like tried to wheel and deal? There's people I just lost Mustard for 3 weeks. However, as you know, because we played this week, I have Derrick Henry, I have Josh Jacobs. You've been in this league for the last 3 years. This league is a quarterback, running back heavy league. Why haven't you reached out to get a running back?
Because my thing is that I have a guy who I picked one who has not played all season. I cannot give him away. No one will take him.
Oh, no, don't give him away, but try to get someone to
No, but nobody's going to take him. He's injured, and I don't know when this guy's coming back. He was supposed to come back this week. He's still not back.
Compliment him. Another guy. Give up another guy to compliment him when he comes back. You don't give away Christian McCaffrey. I know that.
No, it's just impossible.
I have 2 guys, that I don't really got to worry about. So Mustard is kind of like all right, whatever.
He's pretty good, though.
Yeah, he is. He's a beast. But I got Derrick Henry.
He was on the Bears, by the way. They cut him.
Excuse me?
Raheem Mostert was on the Bears. He got cut before.
You know what? I just knew that when you said it, and it's disgusting. That's what we. It's so gross.
How disgusting is it?
So disgusting. It's like, bro, this is football, right? You hear we just signed Manti Te'o?
Don't talk about it.
That dude.
Don't talk about it.
Girlfriend, I don't know if it's her or not, said something about it on her page.
That guy for 2 years, he was dating the Hewlett Packard 4300 series.
Oh shit! But let's break down the game. We got 3 minutes. Let's break down the game real quick. What did you think about Nick Foles? I think Nick Foles carried the game. He did what he was supposed to do.
Nick Foles simply has shown every week that he has the capabilities to make throws that Trubisky cannot. In this particular game, that touchdown. So to start the game, we get a great pick. We start inside the 8. The horrible play calling up until, horrible play calling throughout. This guy rips a ball in double coverage over the middle. I mean, that ball he threw to Graham for a touchdown was ripped. Trubisky can't make that throw. Correct. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Do you think that we need an offensive coordinator?
I do, because I have to say that I think that Nagy is a good head coach. I could see him being a head coach. I could see the players really liking him. I could see him being a head coach. I cannot see him being an offensive coordinator. His play calling was blanketed by the success of Andy Reid early in his career. And to me, there's just no respect factor anymore with the play calling that I've seen up until this point. I cannot stand it.
We had a tough stretch. I think it's the the Patriots, not the Patriots. Is it the Patriots? I know it's the Rams. I know the Saints are in there. It's just some tough games coming up.
We have some tough games.
Yeah.
We have the Rams, the Saints. We do have the Vikings. But I think there's a real another tough game. I can't think of which one it is, but we have a tough road now.
Yeah, and it's gonna show our what we can do. So we got a last ditch here. Let's talk about fantasy in EC Sports. Right now, you're 1-5.
That's correct.
I beat your ass. I mean, I don't know how over 100 points. That's ridiculous. There were some other teams that had an amazing game as well, but 100 points, bro. Like, and I didn't even score 200. It wasn't like it was just
I'm well aware. Well aware. My team is struggling to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, you got 10 games left. It's still not over.
I need to win. Like Al Davis said over there in Cali, Danny. Win, baby, win.
Hey, man, you got to climb into that 8th spot.
That's correct.
There's 2 teams that won't make it. I felt that. I know how it feels. I don't want that for you.
I think I have what it takes to squeak in.
I mean, you did it last year, so you went on a run that is synonymous with fantasy, where you're like, what is this guy doing?
I think it was a 7 or 8 game streak I went on.
It's definitely possible. I'm comfortable, but I'm not cocky to the point where I don't think my ass would from here on out. I do like my team. I like what they're doing, and $900 isn't nothing to spit at. We'll see what happens. Danny got his ass whooped too. Actually, worse.
Again.
Yeah, by about 130 points. It was pretty bad. To the guy that tried to bet you that whooped. Like, whooped. I don't know if Danny's going to hit the Super Bowl for the 3rd year in a row. We'll see. Yeah, that's it. I'm glad we got into some boxing to do that, but
I was actually excited. I'm excited for this fight at the end of the month at the Alamo Dome.
yes, it's gonna be a good one. And he has to make weight. He's had some issues with that, so we'll see how that goes. But for Ant, we'll head over to Cali. This is Dion, EC Sports.
What's going on, everybody? It's your host for the EC Sports West 2-minute drill, Daniel Malakismal. Dion, Anthony, how's it going? Another week in the books. And we got a lot to talk about this week, especially with the COVID testing, the NBA offseason, and, of course, moving forward with the World Series. So let's get it going. Now let's kick things off with the NFL, especially in Sunday Night Football. It was supposed to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders in beautiful Allegiant Stadium. I finally got another chance to watch my Raiders play in primetime. Everything was looking good. Coming off a big win against Kansas City on an extreme high, got Gruden's guys fired up, and all of a sudden, the Raiders look dismantled. COVID has struck the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Raiders have placed 5 of their starting offensive linemen, the whole crew, on the COVID list, along with defensive backs Damon Arnett and Jonathan Abrams. So huge losses all across the board for Vegas. Now, moving forward, this game will be played at 1 p.m. In Vegas. The NFL has not ruled it a postponement yet because there is still an active roster of 48 men. So this so far is good news, but let's see what's going on moving forward with this game. Let's see how it plays out. The Raiders got to do better with taking care of their players, and their staff's got to do a better job. So let's see how it goes. And with that will wrap things up here at the EC Sports West 2-minute drill. Once again, I'm your host, Daniel Malakismal. Everybody stay safe. Don't be like the Raiders and have 5 guys be missing from the field. So stay safe, stay sanitized, and of course, have a good one.